Hey everybody, it's Roland Riff from Complete Trader Academy with another daily review. Today is December 14, Wednesday, 2022. Let's jump right into it here. So today we had interest rate news. They raised it up 50 basis points as we assumed, but the reaction wasn't what we thought. So that's why yesterday, if you watch yesterday's video, I was like, it looks kind of like I don't really know which way it's going, but I knew it would come up. And then, because we have this big ass wick right here, right? So we knew that we would come up at least 50% or somewhat of a retracement in there to mitigate that big ass candle. And then we would come down and get into breaking some lows. And I mean, I thought it would have went down all the way on a big day, but very decent range day, but it was very indecisive as you see. And I think we're headed into a consolidation in general for the end of the year, keeping it up here, but slowly coming down a little bit. We'll see how it goes, but it did get into this block here, which is interesting, and then settled back here. It's a bearish candle. Let me go right into it here. It was amazing to catch this trade today because, I mean, generally they're not realistic to catch, but the thing is that they give you a chance. I got to go to a 1 minute so you can see this actually. So here I have to do this because of this range. It'll change the look, but if you want to see it, so when price was up here, well, you know what, let me just start with the whole day. Sorry, I know I'm bouncing around here, but look at this. So yesterday we had the news and price came up, gapped, came up, came down, took out these lows here, settled here, and was pretty much rallying up the rest of the day. So from yesterday's before the close. So as you see here, price was going up, coming back down, broke here, came in here to a demand and respected, came up, came up, came up, came up. And then I put the fib here from here high to this low, and we got the 50 right here, right? 50, the 61 right here. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking that if it's going to majorly shoot up, then I'm going to just lose the trade, but my stop loss is going to be at a decent spot anyway. But here we go. So price was coming up and it was building order flow. And I was actually in this trade, getting in from here. So the time is 9:40. So 9:40 comes around, order flow is happening. We have higher high, higher low, getting into the demand. And I actually took this trade up to here and took partials, and then obviously it went against me, but it was fine. Then price came up here, which is really cool because I had this high here, and then I was watching order flow, and this is the 5 minutes, so I want to just go to a 1 minute real quick so you can see this. So I was watching order flow here, so with this high right here, and price was expanding, as you see, high, low, high, low, high. So we were shaking people out, but as you can see, order flow was still holding for bullish at the short term. Price came down in, got back into here, balanced this price, came back up, and then came back into this block. I'm like, okay, cool, we're going up, we're going up, we're going up. So we took out this high, and then we reached the 50, and sure enough, when price reached here, I'm like, okay, playing around, coming up, and I know the news was going to be coming at 2 o'clock, right? So I was catching the money earlier in the day because it's on the safer side, and I've seen this a million times, so that's why I'm able to see this. But when now we know we have the Feds talking at 2 o'clock, sure enough, I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep this thing without it moving like that. So price came up, came down, and then broke here. When you saw these 3 candles here, I was like, okay, that's a lot of imbalance in price. And then I was like, okay, I'm looking for price to get back into this this supply block if it's going to go bearish. And sure enough, when you watch the timing, look at the time down here. Look at the time. It's 1:57. It's 1:58. Boom, you got a perfect opportunity a minute or two before. Then this is 1:59, and then boom, 2 o'clock just sank it, right? So I've seen this a million times now. It could have, of course, went up, right? And just skyrocketed up, but I got to stop, and it's okay. It's not a big deal if I'm losing this trade. I mean, I'm willing to lose this trade, which is I'm risking, what, 20 something points compared to gaining, like 500 points or whatever the number is. So, or even more. Yeah, it was, what was it? It came down all the way to, so from up here, it was an entry of 34,377. That's 377 points. Another 300 points at 677. So that was like over 700 points. So I'm like, you guys got to understand, like, that's the way you get your risk to reward. That's how you're going to gain, make money. Anyways, long story short, I'm going to go into a smaller time frame real quick to less data. But then I took the trade. I wanted to take it to this TP right here, but I know that they always fall short sometimes. But I was like looking over here. I'm like, okay, there's some lows here that from the previous day that we can take out. So this is a good, and then a good objective. I was shooting here, and to be honest, I wanted to shoot for here. But like when you saw this behavior here with the bullish candle, it came up and came back down. I was like, yeah, I'm done. This sell is done for me. I'm taking the profit. I was hoping for it to kind of clear back down, but it was the exhaustion on these candles were there. Then I looked at a buy because I'm like, okay, we're going to balance some of this price that we normally go up here. So let me go to a 1 minute so you can see that. And it's very clear. So I wait, I'm patient, because this is what I look for in order flow. So price came down, came up, came down, came up, came down. Didn't break the low too much, so it's kind of like held as support. Then I waited for another order flow. So price went back up and came back down into this block. See that? Came into this block here and then held and then started buying up. And then where did I take it? Well, we have an imbalance right there. See this gap right here? You can see it. It's very clear, that 1 minute right there. Once price hits this this candle or this imbalance, that's how you know, like, price has been delivered on the fair side, and then they have mitigated this area and they filled the imbalance. They can just tap it. You can just tap right above here because the imbalance is in between here. And I mean, usually I'm looking for it to like reach something over here, right? Which where the supply starts. But I know you can go 50% of this candle, or you can go the beginning. And sure enough, when you saw it, it tapped it and then it became bearish, and then I was done. And I was definitely not waiting the rest of the day. I was happy. This is good for me. As you see, I'm getting paid every day, and just keeping it simple. All right. So other than that, as far as tomorrow goes, well, look, we got liquidity up here. We're still on the bullish side. Technically, we are on the bullish side still. We have attacked some of the sell side. And I think we still have some more bullish side to come in and balance some of this price up here, and here. But at the same time, it doesn't have a reason to. It has took out liquidity here. It came down, took liquidity here, but now down here is liquidity. So it's like a damn near dead center again. Let me go out to a daily chart. So you're going to be looking for bouncing around liquidity. In my opinion, you got the high here, low here. I think we should open up and then hit the open here, and then come down and take out this low and then this low. I think would be my next projection. I don't know how long it's going to take. It could be one day, but at the same time, we got more news. I believe we got more news, do we? Let me see here. Do we have news? Sorry, I'm just going to go to Forex Factor real quick. I think we do have news. So that was today, and then tomorrow, yeah, we got core retail coming out. They might use that to kind of come down. We got Friday, flash service PMI. So we got some more news coming up, and that might be the catalyst to kind of like start getting lower prices. The Feds are very clear about we're going to still have higher rates. So how can the price of all these stocks and values that just continue to keep going up? I don't see it, man. I mean, again, manipulation. But so as far as now, I'm going to be paying attention, but make sure you pay attention to Asia and London. That gives it away generally. So Asia and London hasn't started yet, but I do like this low here and this low as a next objective. But we could see some bullish activity up here for Asia and London, and then with the news they could spike up here and then come down. We'll see. But all right, I hope this helps. Take care. God bless.